Specifically, the major role of marine parks and reserves Tanzania as far as climate change is concerned is to protect and conserve when the conditions are good and restore when the conditions are destroyed. This is done by restoration of seagrass habitats, mangroves, managed by the Marine Parks and Reserves Tanzania. Oceans and seas, which cover more than 70.8% of the Earth's surface and contains 97% of the Earth's water, despite the fact that is home of countless marine organisms. Also, the ocean is appreciated as an important aspect of human life and economic activities such as transport, trade, fisheries, recreation, ocean drilling, and deep-sea mining. The ocean is life. It produces more than 50% of the planet's oxygen. Also greatly contribute to the health of animals that live on land as it regulates climate and weather patterns. Oceans are known to absorb more than 93% of heat from global warming. Also, they absorb about 31% of carbon dioxide emissions released into the atmosphere. However, besides their importance, oceans are facing unprecedented threats as a result of human activities. With increasing population and technology, there are increased tons of plastic wastes thrown into the oceans that adversely affects marine life. Increased coastal development around cities result into increased destruction of most natural habitats favorable to marine animals like sea turtles. More than 90% of the world trade and transportation are undertaken in the oceans, thus increased cases of ocean disturbances and oil pollution that suffers critical habitats like corals known to harbor not less than 25% of marine organisms. Oceans have been considered as dumping sites of raw wastes, contributing to increased eutrophication, which has an adversarial effect on the functioning of ecosystems and biodiversity. More than 80% of the world wastewater is discharged untreated. Without concerted efforts, coastal eutrophication is expected to increase in 20% of large marine ecosystems by 2050. Marine Parks and Reserves Tanzania is dedicated to protect, conserve, and restore species and genetic diversity of living and non-living marine resources and the ecosystem processes of marine and coastal areas. We aim to stimulate rational development of underutilized natural resources. To manage marine and coastal areas so as to promote sustainability of existing resource use and recovery of areas and resources that have been overexploited or otherwise damaged. We work to ensure that villages and other local resident users in the vicinity of or dependent on marine parks or reserves share in the benefits operation of the protected areas and have priority in the resource use and economic opportunities established by the marine park or reserve. Our efforts are catered to promote community-oriented education and dissemination of information concerning conservation and sustainable use of marine parks and reserves, and to facilitate research and to monitor resource conditions and uses within the marine park and reserves. Together, we can protect the oceans and reduce the effects of climate change in Tanzania and globally.